Hello and welcome to Lynchburg Live. I'm your host, Linda Smith. Tonight's program is part 2 of a 2-part series featuring the Young Entrepreneurs Academy program at Central Virginia Community Colleges. My guests tonight are Anthony Andrews, and he's an instructor with the Yea Program, and Lauryn Foster, who is a student in the first Yea class in Lynchburg. So glad to have you back, and so glad to have you here.
Thank you, Linda.
All right, as we're getting started, Anthony, for those people who may not have watched this show last week and don't know what we're talking about, can you sort of tell us briefly what the Yea Program is?
Absolutely. YEA is Young Entrepreneurs Academy. It started out of Rochester, New York in 2004, and then it's successful in 14 other states, and it just teaches young kids how to start their own business.
And this is the first of its kind
Absolutely.
Here in the state of Virginia.
Yes, ma'am.
That's cool. And the classes are at CVCC.
At CVCC, that's right. Every Tuesday, 5 to 8 o'clock.
And you and your dad are instructors.
Yes, ma'am.
And for those of you who don't know, Anthony's dad is Tony Cam, who is an entrepreneur in his own right here in Lynchburg. Right. All right. What are some of the businesses that the students are attempting to get launched?
Absolutely. Obviously, we have Lauren here, who's had these delicious cupcakes. We also have a beef jerky company, a golfing mat, which is called the Jack mat. Basically, teaches you how to tee off. We also have a koozie company, which is made out of different fabrics. It looks like zoo fabrics, so it's called a Zoozies. So it's 10 different businesses all in all. I'd be crazy just to name them all, but it's 15 students in the classroom currently. And we've just been having a lot of fun watching these kids take an idea and turn it into a business.
And you know, some of these kids are actually inventors because they've sort of expanded on an idea or come up with an idea of their own,
Absolutely.
Which is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
All right, my special guest with you tonight is Lauryn Foster, and she's a student participating in the Yea Program, and you've been learning how to start your own business.
Yes, ma'am. It's been really fun.
I'm sure. All right. How did you get involved with this program? What made you want to become a part of it?
Well, my librarian, Mrs. Young, she showed me a newspaper article all about YEA starting up for the first time and how it was its first year. And so I put in my application after finding it online, and I was fortunate enough to be interviewed by Mr. Andrews. And after a few weeks, after considering the candidates, I was lucky enough to get in.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
That's just wonderful. And where do you go to school? You told me.
I go to Forest Middle School.
Okay. So you do these classes in the evenings on Tuesday, is that right?
I do, and sometimes Thursdays and Saturdays.
Okay. So it doesn't interfere with your regular school time. How old are you? Do you mind saying? I don't like to ask women that question, but if you don't mind telling us.
13 years old.
Okay. And have you always wanted to own your own business, or what made you want to get into this?
I've always loved the idea of having my own business and being able to have, a big say in whatever happens.
You know, and that's a good way to start out. She's got the right idea.
Yes, ma'am.
She really do.
Absolutely.
All right, now, what kind of business is your business?
It's a cupcake business called Have Your Cake and Eat It Too, and it's dedicated to providing people with a quality product.
That's wonderful, and these cupcakes are sitting here in front of us, and every now and then the draft changes and the smell wafts toward me, and I'm a big chocoholic, so this is not good for me to be sitting here like this. But they are beautiful and they smell so good, and we'll talk about how they smell and how they taste a little bit later. What made you decide on a cupcake business?
Well, I've always been really passionate about baking. Ever since I can remember, me and my mom have baked in the kitchen together. So when this opportunity came up, I kind of jumped to it.
That's a good way to start. Do you actually make these cupcakes yourself?
I do, yes, ma'am.
And the name of your business, tell us.
Have Your Cake and Eat It Too.
All right, did you come up with that yourself?
My mom helped me.
Did she? That's a really original name. I think it's so cool. Now, you make these cupcakes yourself, And where do you get your recipes? Or do you make the recipes up?
Well, I got my first recipe from a family friend, and what I've done is I've really taken lots of the key points that make everything so moist and delicious, and I've carried it out throughout my whole entire recipes. I've also been on YouTube, and I look for ideas there, and if anybody has like a recipe they want to show me, then I'm always open to that as well.
So do you have a secret ingredient? You said that you kept an ingredient in there to make them all moist and keep it.
I do.
That's great. Don't tell us. Your secret ingredient should remain your secret ingredient.
Yes.
But I think that's great that you have one. Now, where do you actually make these cupcakes?
I make them in the kitchen.
And how many are you able to produce at one time? I think that may be your dad over there who's saying in the kitchen. How many do you make at a time?
Well, I can technically bake around 24 at a time, but because I'm so limited with my school and after homework, then I can only make about 100 cupcakes per night.
My goodness, that's a lot of cupcakes.
Notice she said only 100 cupcakes
Per night.
A night.
She said.
Yeah, that's a
Now,
lot.
in making cupcakes, just putting the batter into the little cups is no hard thing. But getting the icing on cupcakes and get them to look like these look, that has to take some time and some talent.
It does, yes.
So what do you do with them after you make these 100 cupcakes?
Well, of course, I do pre-orders, and then I do a lot of marketing through samples. So,
Do you have to have any kind of license to do something like that and from home and sell it, or do you?
Nope.
No.
I don't think you do. No.
but I am getting my business license at the end of this program.
That is so wonderful.
And she made a good point. All the kids that are going through the program will go down to the city clerk's office and actually get a business license.
There's no age requirement for doing something
Because
like that?
it's all through the Chamber of Commerce. So yeah, they
That's
will
so
be getting,
wonderful.
they will be filing their businesses as their particular name, like Have Your Cake and Eat It Too, LLC. It will be a licensed business, and yeah, they'll be getting business license. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's pretty cool.
So, later down the road, if you go to college, get out of college, you'll still have, do you have to renew this license?
Actually, the way that the program works out is that there is an anticipation that you do go to college and that you do continue the business. And you can, of course, you can pass it down to a family member if you want to, but 97% of the people that go through the program go to college, and then 95% of the people that go through the program actually open up a second business.
That's wonderful.
So, of course, free enterprise, as long as you keep your licenses and everything up to date, I think it would be just fine.
That's
So,
just,
absolutely.
and that continues to be a continuing incentive,
yeah.
to keep doing this. Now, I hate to keep coming back to these cupcakes. I keep trying to get
delicious.
away from the cupcakes, but I have to ask you, what kind of cupcakes do you make?
Right now, I have 18 flavors.
Oh.
And most people's favorites are tie-dyed for birthdays, Andes Mints, Peanut Butter, Milky Way, Rocky Road.
That sounds so wonderful.
Hey, Lauren.
Sorry. All right, let's get away from the cupcakes a minute. You brought some pictures, so if you'll put the pictures up on the screen, we'll get Lauren and Anthony to tell us what they are.
All right, this gentleman is Jackson Powell. He's demonstrating what the jack mat is, and like I said before, it teaches you how to tee off and help you with your stance when you're golfing. I'm not a golfer, but I've had a chance to really play with the jack mat. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah. This is myself and another guy, Matt Godso. He's doing the jack mat with the other guy, Jackson, but I'm teaching him how to tie a bow tie in front of the rest of the class. So we had a lot of fun that night. He actually challenged me to wear a tuxedo that night. So I wore my tux, he wore his tux,
how nice.
And we had fun that night.
And this is actually your business, your
Yes, this
bow
is
tie making business.
Absolutely.
So you've learned a lot being on
Oh yeah,
in this
yes,
class.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I knew about business beforehand, but this gave me an opportunity to dive right in depth and talk about and learn about accounting and learn about the different legal structures of business. So, yeah.
Look at those cupcakes.
Who is that? I don't know who that person is. I think she's an imposter. Who is that? Is that you?
Tell us about those different things, cupcakes and that big round chocolate looking thing over on the side.
Well, on the white stand, that was a birthday party example that I was doing. It was presentation at where we were first taking in our samples. So on the white stand, those were my tie-dyed cupcakes, and on the left, they were my first version of Milky Way.
Well, they look
Wow.
absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
More. That whole table is
Yes.
full of some of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Yes. We're constantly I'm constantly trying to work out because it's difficult when you come to class and you have that sitting in front of you, and you can't be rude and not have a cupcake, of course. But
I understand.
Yeah, it's this dealing with that every single night is hard. It's hard. Temptation. Oh, and that's a picture of myself and my father. Tony Cam is one of the greatest men I've ever known in my life. And of course, he's one of the instructors of the program that got everything kick-started off. And it's been fun working with my dad. My father and I have worked on some other things in the past, and this has really been one of the most exciting things we've done together. So, yeah. Much shout out to Tony Cam if you're watching the show.
And that's your advertisement, isn't it?
That is, yes, ma'am. I had a man named Jawanza Hall, and he was nice enough to do that for me. And at Yea, that's another great thing about the program. They actually give you a graphic designer. So, and they do everything for you.
It's a really sophisticated program as these kids go through.
It's top notch.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Now, as part of the class, what have you really learned about starting a business that doesn't involve the cupcake making?
When I came into this program, I knew nothing. So I've learned everything. I've learned about a business plan, what it is, how to make it, about gross profit, profit margin,
My goodness.
what to charge for your product so that you are making a profit. I've learned to be open-minded and optimistic.
Wow.
And to surround yourself by people who really care about you and want to see you succeed in life. So.
She's going to be on the YA commercial when we do it. Don't worry about that.
I mean, for someone your age, that is really a sophisticated approach to starting your own business, to learning and to being really aware of all the things that you've been taught so far. I think that's great. So how would you advertise your business? Is advertising, that's some of it?
Mm-hmm. Well, right now I do have business cards and I hand them out constantly. I'm always carrying them with me. I have a Facebook page and right now I have 270 likes, so I'm excited
Wonderful.
about that. And that's a really good way to really inform people about my product, customer satisfaction, word of mouth, and another great thing is we also have websites designers that they've also paired with us.
Wonderful.
So we'll be up and running pretty soon.
Now, your Facebook page, is that just in your name, or is it Cupcake?
It's under Have Your Cake and Eat It Too.
Okay, because I'll go home and like you. And I want everybody who's watching to go to your Facebook page, go to her Facebook page and like her, because you have to get 30 likes or our club had to get 30 likes in so many days in order to get something.
You know, it's funny, Linda, that you said that puts a whole new perspective to the question, do you like me, yes or no? And used to be you write it on a piece of paper and give it to somebody, and now it's like Facebook, do you like me, yes?
And everybody knows it.
That's exactly right.
You know, but today's technology is such a boost for something like this, getting the word out, letting people know that you're there. And you know, how many people, there are bound to be people who want to take a chance on a student who is like I keep saying sophisticated, but sophisticated enough to have a Facebook page and to know all the things that you know at this stage, and I just think that's wonderful. Now, if someone, well, no, let me start this over. If you're going to do your business, are you going to have people working for you? And who would they be? What would they be doing?
In the future, as my business grows, I think that will be highly needed. So, yes, plus I need someone to drive me because I'm 13 and don't have a car.
So you'd have to get a delivery person, right?
Yes.
That's a great point.
You can't be your own delivery person at 13. But, there's so much involved in this. Right now your business is small, but if it grows, you're going to probably have to hire more people
Yes, ma'am.
to make more cupcakes, to deliver the cupcakes. You've already got advertising, I think, down to a fine system. So, that's wonderful. And now, where would you locate a business of yours? I guess it would be a bakery. Would you bake anything else besides cupcakes?
Maybe as time goes on, but I'm really not sure as of now. I would like a place that's kind of near my home, but also close to my school as well, so that there's a balance. But I'm really open to any place in Lynchburg, Virginia, since there really is such a need in this area, because there's no really good supplier.
Something recently downtown, a cupcake place. Yeah, didn't they just go out of business?
Yes.
So here you are. People should know about you.
Yeah.
You could take their place and get their business.
She's regional now. I mean, she's all over the place. She's shutting the cupcake market down, I tell you.
Now, did you have someone through this program work with you, like someone who owns a bakery or a baker that?
I did. YEA actually partners all of each person with a mentor, and I was lucky enough to be partnered with a woman named Debbie Johnson, and she is the owner of Cater This, and it's a catering company that caters birthday parties, weddings, baby showers, any special event. And she has taught me a lot about business plans and how to use it as more of a guide instead of a research paper.
Wow. Wow.
Learning, I mean, so many people and so many adult people, older people, go into a business thinking, I'm going to make cupcakes, I'm going to make cakes, and that's all they know about what they want to do. But the basics. I just, I think that's such a wonderful thing that you have a good, solid foundation towards starting your business. You've got it. That's great. All right. At the end of these classes, now, will you continue on next year, or is it
Yes.
so how many, you'll be part of the 3-year program? Is that?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. She'll graduate in May.
Okay.
She'll graduate in May, but she can come back as one of the speakers, or she can help with student recruitment. There are other avenues that the students that have went through the program already can get involved with. But she'll graduate from the program, and then I think her little sister is actually interested in being a part of the program for next year. So that could be a treat for us as well. Like Lauryn Part 2, basically.
That would be so. I'm sitting here thinking, it would be so great for her to even come on this station and do a cooking show of your own.
Wow.
I mean, there's so many things, so many really doors to open for you, especially with your intelligence and planning and business sense. What would you tell other students who might be interested?
I'd say if you were really passionate about an idea and you're willing to work hard to make it succeed, then go for it, because they give you everything you need.
And your parents have been really supportive.
They have.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, you really couldn't do this, I guess, without the support of your parents.
No.
And well, I'm glad that they're behind you, and I'm sure they enjoy your cupcakes too. Now, what are your future plans?
Well, next year I get to go to high school, so I'm really excited about that. When I came into this program, I really thought that I would have to choose one thing to do with my life, and that would be what my whole life revolved around. But something that I've learned from this program especially is that you can incorporate different things that you're passionate about into your life. And I mean, like, look at Mr. Kim. He's got all kinds of businesses. He's a rapper. He goes to a radio show. I can't go through them all. But,
Ofo wear.
yes. So I do plan to go to college. I would love to get a degree in business and teaching and be able to teach business. But as far as my business goes, I'd love to keep this in my life for a very long time.
I mean, you can do both.
Yeah.
You can do both. And I think that one thing that you've already learned is something that people go through a whole lifetime and don't learn. That you don't have to be blind, have blinders on. You can do more than one thing at a time and be successful at more than one thing. So, Anthony.
Yes, ma'am.
What are your plans for the future?
To own a child care center.
Great.
That's my number one goal right now. I mean, I'm a full-time fireman in Lynchburg Fire Department, and I enjoy it. I've been there for 10 years, and I want to continue that process, and I want to continue to grow within that company, of course. And but I want to own a child care center one day. My passion is early childhood education. So making bow ties and starting that business was a way for me to transition into learning about business and how to conduct myself in that space. So
I think that's, that this is such a positive program, and anything you learn here, you can do what you said and go. It would be sort of a jumping off stone, to jump to the next level of what you want to do. Is there anything else you want to tell us and to tell our audience about what you're doing, what you like, anything else about your business?
I think we covered it all.
How about buy my cupcakes?
Okay, buy my cupcakes.
Okay. Now, Lauryn has brought some cupcakes, and as we're finishing up this show, I don't know how many more minutes we have, we're going to sample these cupcakes. And is that good with you? Which one would you suggest? Because I've got a napkin here and I am ready.
Most people like Andy's mints.
Okay, give
And
me.
if you love peanut butter, then
Which one's the peanut butter one?
this one.
Oh, give me that.
this one right
Yes,
here, this
yes,
the one you
give me
want,
that,
Linda?
yes.
With the red wrapping?
Yes.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
It's all going down here, guys.
All right.
Right here.
I know some camera people that we have tonight will be interested in coming over and having a bite of this cupcake, although the cameraman I'm looking at right now does not like peanut butter. I can't get the thing unwrapped. Oh, mouth is watering. Yum. Ah. Oh.
Good job, Linda. That was awesome.
That is heaven.
Thank you.
Oh, me.
That's wonderful. What's in this cupcake? I mean, I know there's a Reese cup.
Yes, it is a chocolate base filled with peanut butter and then
Just keep talking.
topped with a peanut butter and chocolate swirl with a Reese's cup on top.
Yum.
Wow.
How about our camera guy?
Wow.
Camera guy want to have one of these? Phil? This is an opportunity you don't want to miss. I'm making a terrible mess. Don't you want to have one, Anthony?
I'm actually good. I'm actually good, and these are delicious, though. Trust me, I have one every week. Well, one or two every week.
This is the best show I've ever done so far. Camera guy.
Cameraman's getting the man. Cameraman is getting the cupcake, guys.
Send us Phil. I know he'll want one. Ah.
Oh man.
Okay. Does anybody know how many more minutes we have? While we're waiting and I'm digesting this cupcake, we'll ask Anthony, what kind of plans do we have for this next upcoming class?
Student recruitment is the major thing, and getting mentors involved, and that's if you're interested in becoming a mentor for the Yea Program, you can contact the Lynchburg Chamber of Commerce or go to lynchburgchamber.org. If there's any students that are interested in being a part of the program, go to the same address, lynchburgchamber.org, and there's an application online where you can download or print off and fill out and mail it in. Student recruitment will begin in May and will go through August. And we will start our next class in October. Yeah. So.
Tell me, Lauren, who made this for you, this background?
Jawanza Hall, he's done my graphics, and he's done wonderful.
I am telling you that I have enjoyed this show more than anything we've done in a long time. We've only got a couple more minutes, but I do want to thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And for being the kind of person you are that is focused on what you want and enjoying this and made these most delicious cupcakes. I've really enjoyed it. Anthony, thank you. Just continue to do what you all are doing. I think it's great.
Thank you for having us, Linda. We truly appreciate it.
I hope you all have enjoyed tonight's show. My next show will feature animal fostering and the trap neuter release program here in Lynchburg. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Good night. I am going off the air, eating the last bite of this cupcake.